Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. And Canelo Alvarez is not afraid of any of the top level competition, and Canelo Alvarez welcomes all comers. He wants the biggest and best challenges. And I was listening to an interview from Oscar De La Hoya recently, and he said a few key things. This is according to BoxingScene.com. And it's just going to be really interesting to see what Canelo Alvarez does should he get past Danny Jacobs. But this is one thing that De La Hoya said in regards to Canelo Alvarez and upcoming potential competition. He stated that Canelo is even willing to face the WBO 175 champion Sergey Kovalev or the retired Andre Ward as well. And these are direct quotes. He basically states, absolutely, he will face Golovkin. There will be a third fight under my conditions, under Canelo's conditions. There will be a third fight, absolutely. Canelo's in the driver's seat, and he can fight anybody from 175 all the way down to 160, including Andre Ward, if he wants to call him out, including Kovalev, including unifying the titles. Call Canelo crazy, but he's not afraid of no one. I'm hesitant about it, but if Canelo wants to do it, he's going to want to do it, and he's the fighter, and that's why we have to respect him. And I look at Canelo Alvarez facing an Andre Ward, look at Canelo Alvarez facing a Sergey Kovalev, and I think at 175 pounds, he shouldn't be facing these type of guys. I think 175 pounds is too far for Canelo Alvarez. I think that's a lot of weight, and you're giving these guys a huge advantage by fighting at their natural weight. Canelo Alvarez should bring these guys down to 168 pounds. I think that would make more sense for Canelo Alvarez if he's interested in fighting the Andre Ward at 168 or Sergey Kovalev. Take some of the steam out of these guys and make this more of an even match, because Canelo would be moving up from 160 and they'll be moving down from 175. We can meet at 168, and that makes for a better, interesting fight. We've only seen Canelo fight at 168 one time, so you can't say that he's acclimated to the weight, and the fact that Canelo Alvarez ultimately dropped back down to 160 to fight Danny Jacobs. So 168 would be a great weight to meet at for any of these opponents, and I would give Canelo Alvarez an edge over Andre Ward, over Sergey Kovalev at 168 pounds. If Canelo Alvarez went up to 175, I couldn't give him that edge, because yes, I do believe Canelo Alvarez is an elite level fighter, but against an Andre Ward at 175, that may be too much weight. He may be giving up too much size, weight, height, experience to face an Andre Ward at 175. But if he fought Andre Ward at 168, I think Canelo Alvarez would have a clear and decided advantage over Andre Ward, because he has the experience with Floyd Mayweather's. It has landed a lot of his Triple G's in varying styles, and Canelo Alvarez has improved, showed that he's an elite fighter. He's been active. Andre Ward coming off a layoff. So if Canelo Alvarez fought Andre Ward, a Hall of Fame worthy opponent, a guy who's undefeated, coming off this long a layoff, and meets him at 168, I think Canelo Alvarez would not only be the clear favorite, but he would beat Andre Ward at that point. But if Canelo Alvarez end up going to 175, Andre Ward has all these tune-ups, and he's at 175, his natural weight at that point, I don't think that's a good idea for Canelo. You would have to favor Andre Ward in that scenario. I think Canelo Alvarez does better at facing these guys at 168. If you look at a Sergey Kovalev, I think that may be a fight that Canelo could potentially win at 175, but you also have to look at it like this. Sergey Kovalev is very strong at 175, and Canelo Alvarez is not used to that type of strength or power or natural weight being in the ring with those kind of guys, because you're going to rehydrate at over 200 pounds. These guys are coming in absolutely massive against Canelo Alvarez. I think Sergey Kovalev would still be a potential victory for Canelo Alvarez, even if he fought him at 175, because he's already shown that he's weak to the body, and Canelo could just dominate, attack to the body, use a lot of counter punching, and stay on the back foot. He doesn't have to take a lot of punching. We understand that Sergey Kovalev doesn't have dimensions to his game that Canelo Alvarez has. Canelo Alvarez could make Sergey Kovalev look more of a one-dimensional fighter, because Canelo Alvarez has levels and adjustments that he can make. But against an Andre Ward, those same levels and adjustments won't be there, because Andre Ward can make those same adjustments as well. He's a top-level fighter, in much respect to Andre Ward. That's why the weight is critical, at what weight Canelo Alvarez decides to fight these guys at. But ultimately, I think Canelo, if he fights either one at 168, he could pick up the win. He would be a favorite, and I see him getting the win and becoming an even bigger name and brand globally for facing those guys at 168. If he faces them at 175, especially Kovalev for the title, I think that'll be a more challenging fight because of the weight advantage that Kovalev will have, because, Kovalev acclimated to the weight. But I think Canelo Alvarez could pull out the victory. I think it'll just be much more difficult. Andre Ward, I don't think that he should go up to 175 to face Andre Ward. Ultimately, I believe Canelo should meet both of these guys at 168 pounds. He's clearly a better boxer overall than both of these guys, but he's simply, and with that weight advantage, I just don't think that it would be a great idea to go as far as 175. That may be a bit too much for Canelo, but then again, Canelo's a transcendent fighter. He's a once-in-a-generational type of fighter, and his skills transcend weight classes. But once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.